Bitter Joe Biden's back and kneecapping Kamala's core message about how Trump's a nefarious threat to democracy by letting the mask slip on the lawfare campaign against him. Listen.
We got to lock him up. Politically lock him up. Lock him out. That's what we have to do.
Yeah, sure. Okay. But the funniest part about Joe's lock him up admission? Biden's own crew's treating him like a nursing home escapee. Axios' Alex Thompson got a text from a former Biden staffer who straight up told him, quote, "We got to lock Joe up." Dana, how bad is Joe Biden doing right now?
Well, here's a bold prediction. I think that is the last time you'll see Joe Biden until Election Day. Now, he was in New Hampshire. This is a state that they should win handily. And they had to go up there because Kelly Ayotte is within a point on the governor's race. And then and Harris is only up by 2. And it's 4, I believe it's 4 electoral votes. And in a close election like this, it could matter. So that's why they sent him up there. I guess that's the only person they could find. So much for justice being blind, right? But I also think on the Alex Thompson point, I cannot imagine ever talking about my former boss like this. Like, you know what? You're a former staffer, first of all, and you still want to be on the cocktail circuit talking to reporters. Look, Alex Thompson's very good at what he does. He gets good stuff. But at the very same day that you had a Biden staffer saying, we got to lock Joe up, you have Kamala Harris, the actual nominee now, telling Hallie Jackson, he's fine, it's perfect, no problem.
Yeah, it's disrespectful, Greg, and you know how much you hate disrespecting your elders.
It really bothers me. That's why I'm always respectful to you.
Greg, I'm 20 years younger.
No, that's not true.
16?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. You know, I got to go. He was talking about lawfare, wasn't he? That's what they were relying on. There's an old joke. What's the difference between a drunk and a drug addict? A drunk steals your wallet. A drug addict steals your wallet and helps you find it. That's lawfare. They create the panic and then they offer the solution for it without telling you that they created and they are the source of the problem. In fact, this is something that the Dems and the media do all the time. They will tell people Trump is a threat to democracy, and they position themselves as the solution to the threat to democracy. In fact, almost all the problems that the Democrats say they're a solution for are the problems that they caused, whether it is inflation, whether it is education, whether it is the border, whether it is crime. They create it, and then they say, here, they steal your wallet, and then they say, hey, let me help you find it.
Or your purse, Judge.
Well done.
Okay, you know.
Equity.
Equity.
You know what's amazing? He said the quiet part out loud.
I've never heard that line.
And then, thanks, I appreciate it, Greg. And then he actually doubled down and not realized he doubled down by saying, well, politically lock him up. Well, that's what it was. It was a political effort to lock him up. And here's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. When Donald Trump was elected, one of the things he said when he was president-elect, before he was sworn in on January 20th, was that he was not going to pursue charges against Hillary Clinton, whether it was the classified documents or all the other stuff, the emails that people were complaining about. He said that it wasn't good for the country. But Joe Biden, he is a guy who is basically saying, yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to lock him up politically. And I'll tell you the four points that support that. Nathan Wade, who just appeared before a congressional hearing, the House Judiciary, said that he was holding long meetings with White House counsel, and he even billed the taxpayer in Georgia for his meeting with White House counsel. Now, what did that Georgia prosecution have to do with the White House? Secondly, Jack Smith, the hand-picked special counsel, not confirmed by the Senate, but picked by Garland, he and his top lieutenant, Jay Bratt, met with the White House officials repeatedly over the months. And this is the same Merrick Island who let the statute of limitations pass on Joe Biden's son because obviously you didn't want to charge him with the worst of the crimes. Fani Willis visited the White House, partied with Kamala Harris in February of 2023. A week later, the grand jury recommends charges. And Letitia James, on 3 separate occasions in April, July, and August of 23, was at the White House, and it's been confirmed by the White House. So all of the telltale signs are there. It was an effort, and it was lawfare to put him in jail. Because you see, Donald Trump was supposed to be in jail or dead, and we were never supposed to know how dumb Kamala Harris was.
Harold Ford Jr.
That was a lot, Judge. I don't. If indeed all of these things are true about Kamala Harris, you would think that President Trump would be way ahead. And if the things that Democrats are saying about President Trump, the bad things that is, that he was so bad, that she would be way ahead. Again, I think people want to see this campaign end on something positive. 2, I think we were having a conversation off air and about tariffs. I just think tariffs are bad, and I hope they come back to that. She comes back to this here at the end and explains why the free market, why it's so important.
I hope she wins so we don't have to talk about tariffs.
Now, finally, well, look, I listen to you guys talk all the things you talk about. I just think the issues at the end of the day, if prices are going to go up on laptops and cell phones because we're going to put a tariff on Chinese-made products, Americans should understand that. And if President Trump at the same time believes that TikTok should be allowed to continue to be owned by the Chinese, he should say that. The American people should have every right to know these things as they go to the polls.
Why are you saying it, not Kamala?
I agree. I wish he would be positive. Hold on one second. I wish that my candidate would be positive. The problem we have is we're all arguing at the lowest point in these campaigns when I think it should be at its highest point, and I blame both of them. I'm not blaming President Trump.
I blame the cable news
them.
industry. This place is a sewer, but we have to go. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.